Right, welcome back. International oil benchmark Brent crude has stumbled below the $50 per barrel mark as the spread of coronavirus continues around the world. Our budget was benchmarked, I believe, at 49 or $57, I believe. And so I don't know what we're going to be seeing as the virus continues to unfold. I have it with me, Uyibis. We're going to be looking at the economic implications of the coronavirus around the world. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much.
So I think at the last count, we have over 40 countries that have at least one case of the coronavirus, over 40 countries, and it's continuing by the day. I think every day there's at least 5 or 6 new countries that are getting people infected. First of all, can the world survive without China? Because China has been the epicenter of this and is particularly the manufacturing hub of the world. It looks like business might be grinding to a halt in a lot of places in China because of this. Can we survive without China?
Well, China is a very significant country because the demand for oil, they have a larger market share in terms of demand for oil. Nigeria basically is a main supplier for oil in China. And when we look at the indices, with the price shift from 57 now to 47, we've lost a $10 margin in the cost of price per barrel. This has a significant implication in our revenue. Financial Times estimates that with every $10 loss in the price of oil, Nigeria has lost $500 million. So it's not just, China is one of the world economic powers, and they are one of the largest consumption countries in terms of oil index, consumers of oil. So this has significantly affected the supply chain, and it poses as a threat, basically, because when we also look at the second factor, what's contributing to that is we have loss of human productive hours at the workplaces. Basically, it's a risk factor. What is affecting the oil industry is a risk, health hazard risk, because people cannot go to work, so workers are not churning in the productive hours. And then if we estimate at $15, right, as at today, 85,000 people, citizens in China have been affected. Now, let's assume that these people have a full-scale job. People are going to work every single day. What we are looking at is $510 million lost in 2 months if they work every single day. That's 5 working days, and they earn $15 per hour. That's 510. But if we estimate globally, which is about 100,000 right now, we've lost $600 million in just 2 months. So it is a far cry if we're still thinking that, there's a possibility we may lose money. I mean, there's a possibility economies will go into recession, especially emerging markets. And Nigeria may need to, revise some certain level of policies they've implemented.
We've already seen all the reactions in stock markets around the world. Even the United States had a very sharp fall.
I'll tell you what's happening, right? What's happening is that investors are losing confidence in the oil market, right? Because if the price has gone down, then what you're looking at is a loss of money. I mean, if I put $100,000 in oil stocks, I have lost money. So they have to divest from oil stocks and invest somewhere else. They don't want to lose money, and it's a virus that has no cure right now. But WHO estimates that 20 vaccines are currently being developed. So we are actually looking at the possibility of this being contained in Q3 or Q4 this year.
I want to take this economic talk very, very local, because, like I said, we had our very first incident on Friday, which was 2 days ago. And I remember as soon as I heard it, I went to the store. I was seeing price hikes. A face mask of 50 packs, or 50 in a pack that was about 750 naira became 5,000. It became 10,000. It became 12,000. I'm seeing hand sanitizers for 10,000 naira for less than half a liter. Prices have completely gone ridiculous for things like that. That's on a local level. And people are starting to wonder, is this going to spill over to other products? Because as people panic buy more, will products continue to increase? And what then happens to the Nigerian earner who's not getting any more money? So how does that affect the average Nigerian?
It definitely affects the average Nigerian because it's on speculation, right? The demand is driven by fear. And definitely we have to rethink our strategies. I read this morning in a report that the federal government Consumption Protection Agency is clamping down on stores that are actually hiking. What's happening is that people are profiteering from what's meant to be a health issue. And a lot of stores ought to be offering discounts on
Yes.
sanitizers, on gloves, on, a lot of health issues, a lot of health products. And that is not the case. So there has to be in terms of regulation, there has to be an intervention by state-controlled regulatory agencies to clamp down on that. Yes, Nigeria is just at the brink of a coronavirus awakening, but I believe that our health officials and agencies are on top of that. But if we're to look at what can be done constructively going forward, we need an iota of strategic planning to come into place in our health agency, a 10-year plan, a 20-year plan on preparing
Instead
for...
of knee-jerk reactions whenever this
Exactly, preparing for the possibility of another outbreak. That is why we exist. We need to strengthen local manufacturing, drug manufacturing companies with tax breaks. We need to give them stimulus to actually produce drugs. And we need to provide subsidy on health for the working class and health insurance for those who are not working.
Very, very quickly now, one sentence. You mentioned recession earlier, and of course it panicked me a little because Nigerians definitely do not like that word.
Right.
The world is looking pretty grim at the moment. People are not sure. There's a lot of uncertainty. What are you looking at going forward for Nigeria in the coming months?
Well, I believe that if the World Health Organization has 20 vaccines being currently developed, we're looking at in Q4 this being controlled. So right now, Nigerians are smart, we are hardworking, we are ambitious, and therefore I believe that, we are actually going to fight this disease to a grinding halt. But apparently, our policies, we may need to be sensitive because oil revenues are shrinking. And what that means is that we have to look at the non-oil sector. And as at 2019, in Q1, the non-oil sector contributed 91.18% to our GDP. So apparently we have so much potential in our non-oil sector, and Nigeria has to divest from oil, right, and into the non-oil sector, providing tax breaks and stimulus. Federal government has to do this to actually encourage the non-oil sector and local manufacturing so that people can actually keep their jobs and the economy can get working.
Thank you very much. I saw that this is probably a wake-up call as well for a lot of countries to focus less on people going to work and working from home, going forward, not even in a virus time, because, I mean, you can be as productive as anywhere in the world, especially with technology right now. So maybe this will be a reset for everybody. Well, thanks a lot for being here today. I know they say we shouldn't shake hands these days, but
so lastly, we have a report on the state of the Nigerian market that Fine and Country worked on some time ago. It's going to be live, so I believe everyone can come on the Fine and Country website and download it. You would see a lot of indices that you can make reference to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, like I always say, you can follow the conversation on Twitter at RobinMinds Now is the handle. Please follow the hashtag RobinMinds. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next time.